Hi, I'm Katie Slade, author of The Victorious Vagina, How to Beat a Player at His Game and Win at Self-Love. Welcome to my show, and thank you so much for being here today. The purpose of my show is to really help women understand the importance of self-love, especially when going through challenging situations in relationships. I am talking today about the idea of AI, but not AI as we have come to know it in the technological term, but AI as adultery and infidelity. I recently went to see a female practitioner of mine, one of my favorite people, and while we were in our appointment together, I brought up the Victorious Vagina because it has helped so many women become more connected with themselves. The idea is to really share with women how important it is for us to value ourselves with self-worth, self-respect, self-esteem, and this all leads to self-love. When I asked her if she was affiliated with any women's organizations or associations that helped women in terms of empowerment and strengthening themselves in life, she told me that she wasn't, but she was curious to know more about the book. When I shared my story and the details of my memoir, she said, "It is absolutely ironic that you should be bringing this up to me now. I'm going to share something very private and very personal with you." What she shared with me next really surprised me. She confided in me that her husband had recently cheated on her. After 10 years of marriage, she was completely shocked. She was beside herself, and while she handled herself in a completely professional demeanor during our treatment, when we were alone together, I could see how this was really tearing away at her heart. As we chatted, I asked her if she could share some of the reasons why she thought that he might have done this, and she said she just really could not wrap her head around it. She said, "I do everything with him. I share everything I have with him. We have a sex life. We do go out on date nights and things like that." She says, "I give him everything." And I said, "Perhaps that's the problem. Perhaps you give him too much." After 10 years, he's very comfortable with everything that you do for him. I said, "I think it's time that you start to give yourself some more self-love. Go and get your hair done, change things up about yourself, and start going out with your girlfriends." I said, "It is so important that we keep the anticipation and the excitement alive in our relationships, especially as marriages and long-term relationships take on years and years of connection. When we first meet people, we have our entire lives to share with them. We have so much of our own personal history. But as the years go on, those stories and that history becomes very old to your significant other. Now, I'm going to bring this around to a very sensationalized case that had to do very much with adultery, or infidelity, I should say, but got very little recognition. And that is the Carlee Russell case. Now, I know that this happened a few weeks ago and that there's always something new and bigger to talk about. But I recently found out about this case from a very dear friend of mine. And because of the nature of my show and the items that I want to focus on, or my agenda, really has so much to do with women not paying attention to ourselves and our needs enough. And with the Carlee Russell case, I am not condoning by any means what she did. I know a lot of people were, especially her parents, scared to death that something really horrible was going to happen to her. I know that there were police agents and people out there searching for her. So again, I don't condone what she did, but what has been very, very downplayed is why she did what she did. And that is because of the infidelity of her boyfriend. He had stepped out on her with a stripper. Now, when she discovered this, she ended up contacting that stripper via text and sent her a really, really sad and upsetting text, making comparisons between herself and this woman. Carlee Russell is a nurse, or on her way to becoming a successful nurse and having a very well-established career. To me, this was really a red flag that this young woman, with all that she's accomplished with her schooling and getting her education and putting herself on this career path, felt the need to still show this stripper that she was better than she was by sharing all of these details in a text. It really, really showed me that unfortunately, this young woman, while she's done so much to pave the way for her life, as far as a career and making sure that she had something to really establish herself on, her self-respect really, really seems to be very, very down the drain. I mean, the mere fact that she went through all of this to try to recapture the attention of a man that cheated on her and cheated on her with a stripper. Now, here's the other thing that really, really got me about this case was when she went missing, her unfaithful boyfriend sent out texts on social media pleading for people to please pray for her safekeeping, pray for her to be found, pray for her to be unharmed, how much he loved her, and he poured his heart out. But as soon as he found out that it was a hoax, he completely dismissed her, erased her from his social media, had very disparaging things to say. But he, along with everyone else that was ready to so lambaste Carlee Russell, never stood up to admit to the fact that the reason she went through this was because of his infidelity. As women, we will go to major, major extremes when we have been hurt as far as relationships are concerned. Now, I know it goes both ways. Men get completely hurt, blindsided, and filled with jealous rage. But remember the old saying, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. So again, she didn't even take it out on him the way she really should have. She chose to put herself in a very precarious position, very detrimental position at the end of everything, to try to capture his attention. Well, she gained it, I'm sure she realized after seeing the text that he was posting on social media, but I hope that she has woken up to see that he really, really never addressed his wrongdoing in this whole scenario. And I find that so often we as women will take on all of the intensity and all of the drama that comes with relationships that are dysfunctional and falling apart. And I have to question, who is he as a man? Why would she even want to be with someone like this that decided, I'm sorry, to sleep with a stripper? I'm not putting strippers down. They do what they do for a living. But when a man has a decent woman at home, what would make him stray to that extent? And absolutely not again claim any responsibility for why Carlee Russell took the actions that she did. So on that note, I just want to say again, My show is really designed to help women open their eyes, give themselves much more credit and value themselves much more. Recognize who you are, recognize what you bring to the table, and stop putting the emphasis on him. As I said, like with my female practitioner, her eyes really opened up when I said to her, maybe you're doing too much for him. He's so comfortable that he doesn't feel that you'll ever leave. He doesn't feel that you'll ever have a moment in your mind where you'll stop bestowing all your love upon him. You've got to make him earn that again. It is so important that we realize that the boredom and the mundanity of life can really, really destroy our relationships. So we've got to keep things fresh and vital. And again, that means putting focus on ourselves as women, nurturing who we are, mind, body, and soul. And so, as I conclude this segment of the show, I just want to share that I've been getting such phenomenal reviews, all 5 stars, on Amazon for The Victorious Vagina. And I want to share one of the recent reviews that was posted that really, really touched my heart. And I think they're very relative to what I just shared with you about adultery and infidelity and relationships falling apart. This review came on Amazon from a young woman who shared a really wonderful sentiment. I was just blown away when I read this. And you can see it's a true verified Amazon review. And it says, a great book for feminine self-worth. This book found its way into my life at a truly synchronistic moment. During a challenging breakup, its pages served as a gentle reminder to prioritize self-love and self-worth. I was amazed by how the story seemed to mirror my own life, creating a profound connection that offered both solace and inspiration. This is the kind of review that makes me realize that there are so many women out there that really appreciate having these types of discussions and having someone out there like myself that wants to show through my own experiences, my own troubled relationships, how we can rise like a phoenix from the ashes and find more happiness within ourselves. And by giving ourselves that time to really value who we are and to bestow that self-love on us, when the right person comes along, we're that much more whole, we're that much happier, we're that much more content, and we're ready to open our arms truly and fully to embrace what that person has to bring to the table. So on that note, thank you again so much for being here. It's been a pleasure to share all of this with you. I look forward to you leaving comments. I love to hear the feedback from other women. And if you've enjoyed this video, please do like it. And I ask that you please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to have many, many more relevant topics of this nature on the show on a regular basis. So again, I am Katie Slade, the author of The Victorious Vagina, How to Beat a Player at His Game and Win at Self-Love. The book is available on many platforms, of course, Amazon, and there's an audio version available on Audible. Thank you again, and have a wonderful day. And remember, ladies, it's all about self-love. Ciao for now.